Hello, everybody. So in today's Get Ready With Me, I think the other day or last week I was turning around talking to you guys about giving your disease a little bit of time, allowing it to have its say. It's kind of like I have this give and take with mine. Just like what I said, I'll give it just a few days to distinguish itself and then let me know that it's unhappy. I don't really put a face to it, but I put a being to it, I guess, for lack of better terms. Sorry, I wasn't exactly ready. Showering makes me really tired almost every day, no matter what I do. So it's just exhausting, and I try very hard not to have to spend too much time in it. Sometimes it gets to the point where I would just prefer baths because they're just a little bit less hectic and I don't get too hot. Here in the summer, our water's above ground in very large, what would you call them? They're just great big giant water towers and nothing but metal. So your water comes out of your tap probably 120 degrees already before, and that's on full cold. So you don't even brush your teeth in warm weather. I mean in cold water. Sorry about that. You don't brush your teeth in cold water or anything. So you do anything possible really just to stay cool. So right now I'm just putting some maracuja oil on the bottoms of my eyes, and it just hydrated my face after washing. The maracuja oil, ladies, if you're watching, one way to prevent creasing is to make sure that you keep this under eye skin very hydrated, moisturized. Touch it very softly, usually with just your ring fingers, because it's such delicate eye skin, and especially as we age it gets even more delicate all the time. I'm not even sure which one I'm going to use today. Anyway, back to the shower. They exhaust me, so my hair's back, but I'll do it after I'm done with you guys. So this week has been kind of tiring for me. Like I said, I had some kind of a stressful weekend last weekend, and I knew something was gonna probably come my way. So this hand is still not functioning really well. The outside of my right leg is numb now, and I'm done with allowing it to have its time. I'm done. I want to function like a human and just be. I just want to be normal like everybody else. That's one of my biggest things that I really want to do is just be normal. I don't want to be odd or strange or feel like I'm out of place because I kind of sort of am. There's a lot of people, this is a disease that you can't see, and I don't know if any of you have any handicap placards. You especially know what I'm talking about. I do have one. The one thing that I do know is that some people look at me, and because I appear to be so young and I don't have like a broken leg or an apparent injury, people will second guess you and think that you are just stating that you're handicapped for no reason, and those frustrate me, and they hurt my feelings, and I think they're rude. And then I come to the rescue of other people that have situations like this, because I don't think it's fair. It's not really fair, and it shouldn't be that way. So moving on. Again, like I said, this week I've just kind of allowed myself to have a day or so to try to relax and just get better. Hunter was working, and so I basically just watched TV, rested, drank a lot of water. I guess I rested most of the day. So we're kind of done talking about the heat, but like I said, sometimes they hit you really fast. Sometimes these attacks, they hit you really fast. Sometimes they don't. I've had this disease long enough to know that when I am not going to feel well, I know what's going to take me down and what isn't, and everyone has their own triggers, and that's really what they're called, is triggers. Just like with a migraine, or just like with a panic attack, or just like with anything, everybody should know what is happening inside their body so that they know when an attack is going to hit them, or when they should be kind of backing off a little of whatever they're doing. But there's also times that you need to just come forward. You need to just say, I'm doing this, and that's that, and my body's not going to be in my way. And so that's really how I want to live my life, and that's how I've taught my children, I'm hoping. My son is getting ready to move out on his own for his first time. He's very excited about it. They have a rental that's going to be down the street from us. So I'm torn by both of that, and I don't know if that's causing some stress for me. My kids are the most important thing to me, and my relationship with Hunter it just grows and grows and grows every day. So we get closer, and I'm getting used to the fact that my kids are eventually going to be gone, because I'm looking forward to a life with him, just him and I, and having no kids except for the pugs or the dogs or whatever you say. I'm looking forward to that. Now, finally, looking forward to that. Before, I was probably stressed out and stupid about the whole thing. But anyway, okay, so skincare is very, very important. You can't have a good base or good foundation. You can't have great makeup if you really don't have that good base or foundation. So it's important to exfoliate if you can twice a week. I know you ladies know what I'm talking about. Men, you should be doing it as well. And even if that means taking a washcloth and scrubbing all that dead skin off your face, it's very important, because our facial skin replaces itself more often than the rest of our body skin does. So you need to make sure that it's well taken care of, and you'll get the soft stuff underneath that you should have. Especially men, you should exfoliate even inside of your beard. I know that a lot of people, if you do have one and you do have a beard, that you don't like really scrub inside there because you feel like maybe the hair itself will scrub. I don't know. I don't obviously have facial hair. Probably have to ask a man someday. But I don't exactly know why, but you should scrape everything in there to make sure that you do. So right now all I'm doing is just priming my eyes. I'm just putting a little bit of concealer on underneath, because when I put my foundation on, I'm going to cover that up. Some people do it over their foundation. I prefer to do it under, because I think that there's just better seamless lines. So today will probably not be a really long everything get ready with me. Today it is between 109 and 111. It just depends on if we want to go off a Hunter's car or my phone. So we just went out for a little while. We came home, we ate some dinner, and then I'm getting ready to go, and I'm so excited because Kylie's going to go to work with me tonight. I love it when I get visitors to come with me, and again, once we talk about work, I will make sure to explain. And so I'm really excited that she's coming with me today. Hunter's been up to see me. My friends, a lot of my friends have come up as well, and I think that that's fantastic. It's great to have an amazing support system, and when your family knows what you do and everything, then they support you in more ways than just one. And I'm not talking just MS wise. I don't think that there's anything that anyone should be ashamed of, nothing like that. There is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. This is a disease that is, like I said, a community disease. It actually affects the African American population more than it does the Caucasian population, but it's almost unfounded in Asians, and that's a very good thing. My daughter is half Asian. The other things that I know is that in my family, there is no one that is firstborn that has been diagnosed with the disease. My Aunt Linda, she's the oldest daughter in my dad's family, and she just has not been diagnosed, and so far so good. And she's doing really well. But my dad and my aunt are both passed away now. By the way, they both passed from lung cancer. Neither of them died with MS, like I've explained already before. They were incessant smokers, so just think about when you pick up that next cigarette. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, so we're really firstborns, so I'm hoping that my prayer is that it stops with me in this family. That's really what I want. I know we can wish in one hand and, you know, fill up the other with bad stuff, and that one's going to fill up first, but I'm going to do my best to do what I can. So that'll be important. Anyway, okay, so showering. I know I'm kind of all over the place today, but this is the other thing. I think my cognitive, I'm not as put together, I feel, as I normally am. It's another frustration that I have, just because I worry so much about losing my ability to read. That scares me. And I know that there's a lot of things out there, especially ones that were for the blind and for the hard of hearing. There's a lot of accommodations, but I miss the smell of a book. I miss the action of just picking up a book and just being able to do what I want to do. Read the book, or read a comic book, or read to somebody else, or maybe even read to my grandbabies. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, showering exhausts me. I don't exactly know if it's the heat, the humidity, and just the fact that I have to keep my hands above my head. My hair is extremely long. I was just telling my boyfriend about that. He was looking. It's down almost the top of my tush. So it's very long, very thick, curly. It's just a pain in the butt most of the time. And a lot of times, but I love it. And I'm not getting rid of it. I know that, I'm going to try to find something else here. I want to hear about everybody else. What about your bathing experiences? How about your bathing experiences? Do they make you as tired as mine do? I don't like getting out of the shower thinking I have a whole day ahead of me and I'm looking forward to it. Everything's rearing to go. And I get out of the shower and I actually have to lay down for 5 or 6 minutes just to get myself moving. So I don't want to keep doing that. You see the puff. I'm using banana powder from Revlon to kind of set my under eye a little bit. Go over my nose just a smidge. Down my face. Over the top. Over my eyes. This is just going to help set a base down that'll keep those soak up oils during the day. So that's that one. And let me know how your shower experiences go. Sometimes even doing this for you guys is tiring. Like I already feel tired. But again, like I said, I've already given it my 2 days. So now it's time to press through. Now it's time to get pissed off like I tell everybody. Like my dad used to tell everybody. And you're going to hear me say that a lot. That's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to push it till I can't push it any further. And then after that, we'll see. We'll see what God has in store for me. But I'm going to push it as long and hard as possible. Other things that exhaust me is spending a lot of time standing for some reason. I don't, because you guys know that I have a lot of my disease in my spine. Standing for long periods of time is just not, it's a no-go. I either have to keep moving in a forward motion, because once I stop, the pain just becomes overwhelming. And I know that there's a lot of people out there with like degenerative disc disease that have as much trouble as I do when it comes to that. And that can be very overwhelming. And so let me know, guys, how you feel about that as well. Do you think that that's part of your MS? Do you bank it with something else? I know that there is issues with my hips because I have had thousands and thousands of milligrams of steroids, and those steroids have made my tendons look like tape. They should be really opaque and not see-through and stuff. And I actually tore a tendon in my foot last year and had to have surgery. And the doctor talked to me about possibly it being because of a lot of the steroids. And I have trouble with my hips now. I'm starting to have trouble with my left hip as well as my right hip. So it's not just the disease we deal with. Sometimes you have to deal with the repercussions of the cures. I've always said that the steroids definitely are a poison. They are a poison. They will forever be a poison, but they keep us alive. So sometimes you have to decide if the cure is worse than the disease. How bad do you actually feel? Do you feel so bad that you want to put those steroids in your body because they're going to reduce the swelling in the brain and the spinal cord, and they're going to be able to reduce the attack that you're having now? But you have to think about the long-term effects of the steroids are something that nobody ever said to me. And so I feel like in a way, I guess I was kind of cheated, but in a way not, because my dad never took the steroids. He never liked the roid rage that came with them, because it gets really bad, especially when they give you 1,000 milligrams a day over 3 days. So they're giving you 1 gram, 1 gram, 1 gram at the same time every day. And it gets to the point that you can't control your temper. You can't control anything. When it comes to your emotions, your mouth just runs amok. And I've had that couple times that I really don't want to have again because it kind of scares me. I made my sister cry. That was horrible. My ex-husband wanted to walk out, Peter, when I was diagnosed with it the first time. He's like, I don't know who I married. This woman is off her mind. So I'm finding the right one. She's lost her mind and I don't want to be here anymore. And guess what? We stayed married for 14 years, so now we're still good friends. But I know he's watching these. Hi, Peter. If anything, maybe one of these days you could come with me and we can sit down and we can talk about how, what it was like for you, and we can get the family in on this. And it doesn't always have to be a get ready with me in my makeup video. I know it's dumb, but, or can be. Hunter's still learning a lot. He's not exactly sure how to take all of this. I don't think that he knows how or what to do when I tell him I don't feel good. Some days it's fixable, some days it's not. Some days he can just rub my arm. Like today he was rubbing my arm and my leg, and that actually eases up a lot of the stress. It eases up a lot of the pain for a little while. And like I said already, that this time my outside of my right leg is going numb, along with the whole bottom of my right hand, which so far is okay. Like I can still move my fingers, but my ring finger's not doing so well. But all I have to do is type. So that's how I'm going to function. I'm going to type today. Okay, so hopefully this won't be a long eye tutorial. Again, I'm going to get back to the shower thing. Let me know about your ideas. I know I'm repeating myself again. Tell me again about how you feel about that. What are the things that exhaust you? What are some of the things that you do that just make you exhausted? Is getting out of bed in the morning the biggest adventure that you have for the day? Is it the hardest adventure that you have for the day until you can get your bones moving, your joints and stuff like that, and kind of tell your body, hey, time to get up, we gotta go, type of thing? I want to know how many of you are technically disabled. How many of you have made the decision to just quit working? I have often, and I do often ask myself, and I'm asking this question of you guys too, when will I know when it's time for me to quit working? When is that going to be? When will I know? And if anybody has that advice, I would really appreciate some of it, because I'm kind of obstinate, and I think I'm going to probably end up working way past where I'm supposed to, and to the point that I don't know if I'm going to make myself unhealthy. I am not sure about that. I definitely am going to try to work for as long as I can and stay very active for as long as I can, because you guys know I have grandbabies to hold, to feed. I have a life to live with Hunter. I have the rest of the world to go see. I have so much that I want to do, and I'm not giving up. So I just want to know what your guys' threshold is. Where's your threshold to let you know that it's either time to call the doctor, it's time to quit working, it's time to say I need to sleep, it's time to say I need to quit. For now, for you people that might be newly diagnosed, this might be good for you to hear from other people as well, and just to see how other people deal with their disease. Every disease is going to be different. It's just like what I told you, all the symptoms are going to be different. That is just normal. That's very normal. So just because you have different symptoms doesn't mean that you're strange or odd or it's something else, or you might have another disease or whatever. I will explain also that MS is one of the most misdiagnosed diseases in the world because it does not have a specific one flow of symptoms. So when it comes to that, it just becomes extremely difficult. There's numerous ways to get it tested. You can have a spinal tap, you can do an MRI. The one thing that I choose not to do is ever to do a spinal tap. I had to have an epidural. I did with both my kids, and with Kylie I ended up having a lumbar puncture, and that was the most horrible thing I have ever been through in my life. And it punctured and then it actually blew, so I had to go back to the hospital and have it redone. I think that's one of the reasons why I started having trouble with my MS, because they were messing with my spine. So I don't want to go through that again. Right now, I'm actually putting this right in the crease. Going right into the crease area here. Don't ask me about brush sizes. I'm not a beauty guru. I'm just picking out brushes. and just making an eye look. So putting this pink color right here a little bit at the edge and going back through the crease. Yeah, so let me know about your shower stuff. Let me know when you know to take naps. There was something else. That's the other thing, my cognitive. That's the other thing that frustrates me. Does anyone else have issues like me? There's days when I don't know the day of the week. There's days when I write it on my hand because I can't remember what day of the week it is, much less the month and the day. There are times that I have actually even lost track of what season it was. That was very upsetting to me. And that was very upsetting to me. And I don't want to ever really go through that again. So, and what do you do to keep your mind sharp? That would be one thing that I want to know. I want to know, what do you guys do to keep your mind sharp? How do you keep it going? I really work hard at trying to read. Hunter makes fun of me because I always have like 5 or 6 books open at once. And he doesn't know how I can do that, but I actually can remember where I was in the previous book on that previous moment. So it's kind of easy for me. So I'm just putting in another gradient pink to just kind of tie these two together, kind of blend them together so I don't have any harsh lines. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the center. I don't know. This gold is nice, but you know, let's pick another palette. Yeah, so let me know. I seem to be rambling today. My thoughts are just kind of scattered, and I'm sorry. They've been like this all day. I just haven't spoken very much. So I'll finish my eyes and then get ready for work, and let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you want to, and please leave me your thoughts and everything that you need. Questions, comments. Let me know how I'm doing, if you see some changes in me. Whatever, but just know that I'm not feeling well, that I am going back to work because I've given my disease enough days, and I'm done. I'm ready to get back to work and get back into life and get back to functioning. I'm gonna go teach my best friend's, one of her second youngest son, how to drive. That's stressful, so I decided today that probably wasn't a very good stress idea to put myself through. But I am gonna try that this week and see how he does, and just let me know. Give me your comments and your thoughts, and then I'll talk to you guys in the future. We'll see ya.